I was scared mostly what my parents' reactions would be. Um, I'd heard my father say some pretty nasty things about gay people as I was growing up, and that was my main fear.
Well, my father is a minister and my mother's an organist, and I've always been a preacher's kid. And we never learned about sex of any type, let alone gay.
The fear of rejection, that my friends and the relationships I had with them would change, and especially with my family. I was probably more comfortable coming out with my friends because they knew me in a certain context, but I was more concerned about my family and
what kind of relationships am I going to have or lose? Will my friends accept it? Will my family accept it?
Should I just try and pretend to be asexual and not be interested in finding someone to be with? And I said maybe I could try and do that, but I found out it was very tough. I just felt stressed, felt something building up inside of me that just wasn't natural, and it was very difficult to deal with.
I feel sweet, do you feel sweet? It's amazing. I have no skin and I feel everything. It's amazing.
I met Bob, and then we had a serious relationship, and so at that point, that's when I figured it was time to come out and let everybody know, because there was someone important in my life that I wanted around, and I didn't want to hide that aspect of my life. So at that point, I came out to my parents and my brother, and they were a little taken aback, but after the initial kind of shock, they came around amazingly, and it has been a non-issue ever since.
And then I met Jeff, and who's now my husband after 10 years. And we moved in together, and I had to explain that to my folks, that I was getting a roommate. And most of my fears about being accepted either in the workplace or with friends or family never came to fruition.
Well, I was very lucky. I lived in New York City, and I could go down to the village, and there were lots of gay groups, and that's what saved me. Was being able to go where there are so many different types of groups, where there were different types of people, and I could begin to feel normal in those little groups. I think it's like anything, the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the more safe you feel, the more people you meet.
I got on the internet and actually did a search and found several local organizations which I quickly joined. And that was one of the first greatest reliefs I've had in my life, was to actually expose myself to people that thought like me and that were able to help me along.
I love life, I hope you do too, 'cause I love everything, it's all amazing. I feel new, do you feel new? I understand when they say we're born again, 'cause I've been born again, I'm born again.
When I was in high school, it seems so long ago, and I just want to say that it seemed like my life at the time, but as I grew older and I have more life experiences, that is such a small part of my life. It seems like a lifetime ago. And if things aren't going well for you, persevere, because you're going to look back at high school, it'll be a small blip, and life gets so much better. You're going to meet amazing people, you're going to experience beautiful things, you're going to travel, you're going to see the world, and it's a beautiful thing. Don't give up, it does get better.
If you can overcome your own personal feelings about being gay, there's an entire world out there that's ready to embrace you. Of course, there's people that are going to disparage you and call you names possibly, but you just have to move beyond that. It's their issue, and you gravitate towards the people that respect you and love you, and That's really what it's all about anyways. It doesn't matter who you are.
You'll stop feeling free. The burden's going to start lifting off your shoulders. And you're going to start thinking for yourself and thinking about your future. That's the great thing. It does get better.
Phrase "it gets better" sounds trite, but it's really true. There's no way I can ever imagine going back to pretending I was straight or going back in the closet.
I just want to stress that I think that being out is it. It really is. If that were the only thing anyone were to do, it is the most powerful thing in the world.
My name is Mike, and we are filming this near winter solstice, which is, as you know, is the darkest day of the year. And you might feel pretty dark and isolated at this moment in time, but as you know, winter solstice is about light and hope. And so the message for you is that there is hope and there is light, and your life will get better. You just have to hang in there. I've been there. I know how you feel. When I grew up, with friends of mine that I hang out with, they started hanging out with girls, and I never liked girls. And in order to deal with that kind of a situation, I ended up being isolating myself from that situation. So my high school years were probably one of my worst years. It was very lonely, it was tough, and I didn't know who to talk to. And I think the important thing, and I wish I had for me at the time, is someone to talk to, someone to reach out to. So if you feel remote and isolated, please, contact trevorproject.org or another organization, and they can help you through this tough period of time. There is a lot of resources out there for you, and through time and through after high school, my life definitely did get better.
It's life changing.
It gets better and better.
It gets wicked better.
It gets better.
It does get better. Much better.
It's life
It
changing.
gets better.
It does get better.
It gets better!